I almost don't know if I should put this one out. It almost seems cruel. But if you can hear the lesson, then you can, oh God, all right. You know how you don't know you're not happy? Like, sorry, that sounded funny. Sorry. Oh God. Yeah, but that's kind of what it is. You don't know you're not happy. It's like you are happy, right? You're happy, you're enjoying your life, you're satisfied with what is. And then you do see something tremendously better and you're like, huh. It's that terrible comparison. And so in that comparison, definitely don't get envious, don't compete, none of that nonsense. It's an abundant world. But many of people in this abundant world get oversaturated with the options to the point of being frozen and not choosing anything, and or nothing is exciting them or delighting them because they have too limited of a menu. They didn't know there was a larger menu. And so you do have to find your sweet spot. But, how can I spit this out? They showed it where it's like, live your life and be happy. And as you're moving along, you're going to find better, which is a beautiful, wonderful thing, so that you can choose to manifest that, right? You keep, until you, anyway, oh God. They were showing it because, this is heaven when you can bust through and eat all your karma and get aligned and go with that flow. But the best words I have for it, because I don't know all the correct words for the feelings and the visions, right? So I don't know, but it was they were showing very few, none, get through to, it was eternal life or everlasting life, or after, the ability to, again, it's I don't know the right words. I can only give you the words from the vocabulary and from my understanding, which is they're both limited. So it's this idea of, I'm going to say some of us, but it's almost none of us reach those levels so that we get that, it's we get that card, we get that pass to have everlasting life. But that's only through, it's God's permission slip. And so it's the way they've been teaching me, it's almost interesting in the way they're saying it, because it was also always described as we already are. This is the playground of heaven on earth. This is where you learn the skills of manifesting and whatnot. And if you can, after a certain amount of time, it is you are the clay pot where you get burned up and they start brand new. So it's you don't even necessarily float back into the unseen, or you do, but only at certain levels. It's very odd. It's very challenging for me to verbalize how it's coming through, because again, automatically people can start to envision what we were traditionally taught, and the way they're showing me and the way my understanding from the traditional teaching, it's not the case. It was misunderstood, and yet there's still some truth to it. So this is why it's really challenging to have it sift through my understanding and perception, right? It's challenging to sift through this, where I don't want to mislead or misguide anybody. It's why I want to say take this for entertainment but at the same time, it's not just entertainment purposes, but at the same time, it's hopefully you'll lighten up a little. And because that was the ultimate message, lighten up and just live your life. You're right. Chances are you aren't. This is it. This is your heaven. So make the best of it, right? Because it's chances are that's all you're fucking doing. You're not truly loving and honoring yourself and going after everything. So do that. Start to do that, because this might be your last shot, or you're one of 3 shots. Like that kind of thing where it's like, oh yeah, there's a good chance for you. This is it. This is it. This is it. So if you don't dive in and decide on what the fuck you want and go have fun, well, you blew it. There's that. Oh, all right. Oh, too bad. All right. Throw them in the clay. Go ahead. Burn them up. Start anew. Right? Like, it's like, oh shit. Yeah, they want me to talk more about the pass. It's like nobody gets a pass. God, I don't know how to phrase what they were showing. It was like, didn't they say something like Jesus was the first to rise from the dead? Right? So it's like the first to awaken. Right? Like so many of us are asleep, walking around blind and dumb to the illusion on automatic pilot and in our wounds. And so it's that idea that he was like the wounded healer, right? He healed himself. He grew his backbone. He raised himself up, right? He pulled himself out of that muck and started a whole fresh life where he was no longer living in those fears or holding back. He started to truly live for himself and love himself. And so it's kind of like that imagery or that idea of like, not many can do that because it's challenging. So they'll always live limited, and certainly in this lifetime. But if they even get another, it's like they'll always have those limits, ties, and binds. Because unless you are trying to see your blind spot, unless you're trying to see where am I not loving myself, what is going on here, then you don't know, you don't come out of the mud, and then you come back in the mud and you just keep being in the mud, totally blinded. There's a thick cloud over, like a muddy clay on your eyes and in your ears. You can't see shit, but you don't know you can't see shit because you've never been able to see anything. You never knew anything. Like it's not, you don't know any better. You think you're happy. You think this is the way it is. You think this is the way everything looks, sounds, feels, is. It's what it is. What are you talking about? What's what? Right? Like it's not even dawning on you. That's why it can be such a smack when you see something tremendously better and you're like, wait a minute, what is that? Right? It's like, oh, you didn't dream bigger, you didn't dream better, you didn't decide if you liked what you had, you didn't think to think. And most don't, because they're not thinking for themselves. They are robotic. They have been instilled with those ideas and beliefs. They just know how to defend them based on how they were input into them, how to regurgitate their regurgitators' input into them, right? It's just puking on top of puking on top of puking. And so it's just repetition upon repetition upon repetition. And some of them really know how to puke well, right? And so they can ramble on. They just took me to somebody who, if I said the person's name, you would likely know them, who was always spouting one rhetoric. And they showed that they actually, surprisingly enough, have been listening to me. And all of a sudden, their rhetoric has tweaked a little bit. They're trying to like backpedal in the softest way to appear like, and it's like, oh my God, that is hilarious. People are really funny. Because they're doing it, it's good that they're doing it out of a new awareness, but they're doing it out of also scare and fear that I like call them out. I saw them. And instead of taking that ownership, instead of giving me credit for planting, and it wasn't me, it was God coming through me, but still me. And they just, can't do that. That's too much for them. Which we all find hysterical because that's what we talk about. Like that's the bigger crash. That's the devastation. That's the not knowing when to retire. That's when hanging on and what was a beautiful legacy is turned into a sad joke. like the laughing stock, which is such a shame, but we see this happen all the time, right? They had me put out a post about this not too long ago. Who got that right? Jerry Seinfeld. He got that right. Right? Like it's like that idea, right? Everybody loves Seinfeld, and everybody's always loved Seinfeld, and everybody will love Seinfeld, right? It's a classic, and it was like he was ready to. I think so. I hope I'm right on that one. I know I I love them. I don't even remember how it ended or when it ended, but you loved them. And so I guess my point is they're still around, right? Like that name, well, Jerry's still, they're all still around, but I mean that idea, that show, I think people, anyway, it's beloved. Because when they knew when to pull the plug. They didn't try to keep hanging on. It's like, let the new come in. Let the fresh come in. Let those that have learned from him come in and do better, right? Like hopefully he would want people to continuously do better than him, right? The idea that he did to the best of his ability at that time, and people learned and grew from him and continue to do better than him. It's the idea of, isn't that always the hope? Isn't that the hope that we're all always growing and evolving? It's the idea of like, don't you want your children to do better than you? Right? Like, could you imagine? Yes, you can, because a lot of parents don't. They want you to do really well, but just not better than them, right? There's a lot of parents that are out there like that. I can't tell if, half of you are probably shocked and the other horrified, because people don't want to admit that, right? That what is that? What is that sickness in your belly? Like that is sick. Right? The idea is we should all be always evolving and growing. But that is bothering me in my stomach. That has been coming through a lot. This idea of, and maybe it's not just parents, but it's like everyone, like friends, or maybe it is colleagues, or it's something, and it does seem like it's business. So that's why I keep saying, like in the profession, it's something like, it's like people will cheer you on until they see you're doing better than them, and then they're not cheering you on. It's like they want you to do just well enough, or just something like this. It's something where, what is that? It's pride. Yeah, that's what it is. It's their ego. It's like to think you're better than them, but that's them doing that. That's them telling you what they value. So it's like they never valued you as a person or a friend. They only valued you as a footstool, right? Because if they are claiming that you're doing better than them in a negative, or I don't know that they would claim that out loud, but it's then pride. Their ego's getting smashed. And so if your ego is smashed by somebody doing better than you, then you're saying that you value, I guess it's work or career or clout or money or whatever it is, and that you don't like them now, you're envious, you're jealous, you're angry, you're furious, you're embarrassed, you're all these things. That's you feeling that, and that's you telling yourself those stories. And so that is sick. That's a sickness. That's a wound that needs to be healed. And that has been coming through, and I've been ignoring it because I'm like, it's enough sickness, but it's like somebody needs to take a look at that. It was also like they're trying to downplay somebody or talk poorly on them or speak ill of them in hopes to pull them down. Like, oh, you can't get better than me. Oh, you. It's like they can't bear that because their ego is so massive. It's almost like it's like knowing that you'll get bigger than them, though the light will be shown on how dark they really are, right? How egotistical they really are, how pathetic That really is. I mean, that's pathetic. That's not healthy. That's not loving. That's not kind. That's not real. That's not true. That's not like, I keep wanting to say colleagues. I don't know if it's like colleagues or friends or family. Like but it's somebody like that's close to you that they wanted others to believe that they were better than you, but loving to you. It's something, maybe they wanted people to believe they were your mentor, or like some kind of bullshit they've been feeding, but it's like the bullshit's getting unraveled. The more people see you, they're like, oh, that person was always a liar. They always were trying to keep them down because they are. It's like everybody is labeling that person, you, better than that person who's envious. So it's like they actually manifested what they didn't want it by behaving in such a manner. That is what happens, though. It's like they were so hyper fixated on keeping you down for fear of what? What's the real fear? Well, the real fear is what manifests when you focus that way. So they created their own problem. Do you hear that? That's actually a good lesson for all of us. Like anytime you have a fear, you need to face it, because otherwise that's what's going to manifest. Even if you're trying to cover it up or push against it, you're still pushing against it. So you're still going to get it. Your worst nightmares will come true then. But you created them. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.